Hey, what's going on, everybody? All right, so today I'm gonna be playing a little bit more Bravo. I've changed the deck up a little bit. So I had been playing Ed Knight's list until last night. And last night I took a little bit of a change from his deck, and I took out the Fate Foreseen that he had in, and I threw back in the Remembrance. I think the Remembrance is just a really good card. And honestly, I think it's necessary to beat Oldham now. I think that being a let me rephrase. It's probably not necessary, but I do think it helps you being able to shuffle in a Pulverizer 2 and a couple Crippling Crushes. I think has a lot of value and is very good. Being able to do that second cycle is like just insanely good. And then the other thing that I'm trying out today is I cut the 2 blue unmovables and I cut the 2 red unmovables and I put in 2 red Staunch Response and 2 blue Staunch Response. The rationale behind me doing that is that Azalea is a deck that we need to play around, and I think that being able to block for 8 and being able to block for 10 is relevant. And then the other piece about that I really like is that it's just so Lexi is also popping up pretty regularly, and with Lexi popping up pretty regularly, that means we're going to get more Frostbites, and I have to pitch 2 cards to play unmovable. And if I have a Frostbite, I can still pitch a blue and play my Staunch. So it's a little bit of a corner case, but I do think it's better personally. So, but the one downfall is that it does not turn on Hammer. It does not turn Hammer into 6. The blue unmovable is kind of decent to be able to pitch for that reason. So definitely something to think about there. What am I not logged in? All right. I just did this the other night, so I don't really know why it's doing this. Okay. All right, we're back now. I had to connect it, but we're all good now. So we're going to go Bravo, Public, Comp CC. And let's make sure that it loaded in the things that I wanted it to. Yep, there's the Staunch Responses that we wanted and the one of Remembrance. So we're going to try it like this and see what happens. I don't feel like we're changing too many things. But I am excited to try it nonetheless and see what happens. So against Riptide, do we have Riptide in here? Riptide is not in here, but I think it's close to Rhinar and how that matchup is set up. Cut sigils. So I don't like cutting a Pulverize. I also don't like cutting Zealous Belting. And now my opponent just disconnects. All right, well, that's a little disappointing. I was probably going to cut the Remembrance and 3 blue pummels here. That was pretty weird. Like, our Riptide opponent joined, said hi and good luck, and then left. I don't know. That's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Okay, is this the same person? So, let's pick Rhinar. Let's throw back in the Pulverizes. We'll take out the Staunches. I don't really need those for anything. I don't think we need the Remembrance, and I don't think we need the blue pummels. We'll try it like this and see what happens. So, this is a hand. So, let's pitch our Crippling Crush here to make a Seismic Surge, and then I'm just gonna Arsenal the Pummel here. I like being able to go Command and Conquer Pummel. They're playing Death Dealer. Interesting. So we definitely shouldn't have taken out our Staunch Responses, it appears. This is 10 with on hit get a Blood Rot, and on hit they give this something a counter. So I can block 3, 6. I could block Command and Conquer Buckle. And then Hammer for 6. And then, all right, block Command and Conquer Buckle, and then, yeah, let's go Command and Conquer Command and Conquer Buckle, Tectonic Plating, Crown of Providence. We'll throw away our Pummel and hope to find a blue so that we can throw our Spinal Crush here. We'll be able to activate Bravo and throw Spinal Crush here, which is a pretty solid turnaround considering that they just threw a 10-piece 10-piece drill shot at us. Maybe people are going to be playing aggro Riptide. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're going to be trying to play like the Azalea build, and I need the Staunch Responses here. Okay, well, they don't have Go again, which is kind of nice. So, just going to play my Sink Below here. I'm just going to keep the cards that I have. We get to have a pretty solid turn here. We activate, make a Surge, play Zealous Belting because Buckling Below has 6 power. That's 2 last-ditch efforts out of their deck already. I mean, which means if they're trying to play this like long fatigue plan, we're looking pretty good. Throw a Hammer for 6. Okay. I'm okay just taking 3 here. What did they reveal? Codex of Frailty. Premeditate, and then it's Bolt and Shot for 7. So if I... So I could block 7 here, not give them a Ponder token. And then just throw the Choke Slam. And we'll just throw 8 here. I mean, this is 8 that, you know, they probably need to block here. Because if they're going to start throwing big things at us, then we're getting a lot of red cards out of their deck, which is pretty solid. Now, Codex of Frailty is pretty good for them. I'll probably just take the Command and Conquer here. Nah, I'll probably take the Spinal Crush here. My man is probably going to pick Infecting Shot. No, just kidding. He's got to pick a 0, so he's going to pick Drill Shot here. And they chose Drill Shot. I could put Zealous Belting in there and then have Zealous Belting Command and Conquer next turn. Which I kind of like, honestly. I'm just going to take 7 here. I have a pretty solid turn, and I already have a life lead. Now, Zealous Belting is only for 4. But we throw Command and Conquer here. I was like, we're forcing them to at least use some of their equipment here. Frailty token goes away. I mean, if we can use our Sink Below here, this is a pretty good turn. I'm just going to take 5 here. This does not have a relevant on-hit effect. Ooh. So Death Touch and then Embolism is pretty good there. I kind of like that, honestly. This is kind of a spicy play they're playing here. So if I Sink Below, I take 4, go to 21, and then they're probably going to give me a Pox token. Just going to keep my cards. Oh, I was thinking about blocking with a Crater Fist. I definitely just block 4 and take 5 there and go to 20. They give me the Pox token, and then I'm just going to throw a Crippling Crush at them, which is so I already have the life lead here based off what we're doing. And so they threw their whole hand. We had a turn cycle where we both took 2, deal now. This is an awkward hand. So we could Zealous Belting and then pitch our other 2 cards for Hammer, or we could Zealous Belting, pitch Spinal Crush for Command and Conquer, or we could just throw Spinal Crush. I kind of like throwing 11 here when they're this low, this late in the game. Because we're going to get cards out of their hand. I mean, it might have been better to keep both the Command and Conquer and the Spinal Crush in my deck there to be able to throw Hammer. I'm not sure, honestly. But I did like the play that we had there. So the fact that they pitched a Razor earlier kind of tells me that this is a Razor, because I don't know why they would have thrown this without having backup for this. I have no reason to block this here because I have Rouse. They're at 9 and I have Rouse into Hammer here. So this just has me taking 6. Am I lagging? Appears I am lagging. So I go to 8, and then they're going to Arsenal a card. They have no equipment left, and we're going to throw a very, very, very good turn at them. I mean, we could also just... I guess we can't play Terra Sunder and Chokeslam. Man, that would be good, though. Terra Sunder Hammer is also a really good play here. We have quite a few options. I just don't think my opponent's refreshed here is kind of what's going on. Oh, I forgot to write this down on my PT testing. Playing against somebody on Talishar. Oh, we're playing against Riptide, and we're going first. Say it looks like we're going to win, but this game is far from over, so you never know what's going to happen here. So we're going to play Rouse, pitch Terra Sunder, and then I'm going to reveal 14 points. So we got 7 going in. And then, unfortunately, we can't play the Chokeslam, but this is probably going to be good enough to, I don't know, they might take this here. They might just go to 2. I'm not sure. No, they decide to stay where they are at. So block Imposing Visage. I don't see a way for them to pump anything here. We get to go Bravo Chokeslam, Arsenal the Zealous Belting. I think this is a pretty good line. We had no way to give Zealous Belting go again. Crush the Weak is 5, so it's a little unfortunate that it lined up that way for us, but this is an incredibly weird hand. I'm probably just going to end up blocking with one of the pummels here. So this is tough. I don't think there's a way for me to keep all of my cards here. So I can go to 3 and then block 2, and then I would take 3. Actually, I can pitch Thunderquake to play Zealous Belting and then have the pummel pitching another red pummel. So I take 5. Go to 3. And then I block 3, take 1, and then take 1 more, go to 1. And then this will more than likely kill them. Because they'll block 5 here, playing around me having the hammer. And then they'll just die. The only problem is if they have like a trap here, but I haven't seen a trap all game. Like, we haven't seen a single trap all game right there. So if they have the trap, they have it. There's not really much we can do to play around that there. All right, so we win that game. Played aggro. Played aggro Riptide. All right, so it's kind of funny to like kind of talk about that game a little bit, and I'll do that while we're loading up the next game. But that game was interesting because I took out my Staunch Responses, and I wasn't really prepared to like try to play against Azalea that way. It is very interesting though that they were going that route. They did catch me by surprise, and I do think that gave them a little bit of leverage going in that game right there. Every other time I've played against Riptide with Bravo, I've bullied the deck, honestly. Like, it's not even really been fair. Is this the same person? It is not the same person, but it is also against Riptide. So I don't really know if I want to board any differently than I did. I mean, so I definitely don't want the Remembrance. Like, that feels silly. Huh. Cutting Spinals is interesting. I don't know that I really agree with that play. Let's just try the 61 card special here and see what happens. So we could play Showtime here, but then we can't heave the Pulverize if we go get it. We can make a Surge, play Showtime, get Crippling, and then keep the pummel and try to like blow them out with that. I could just take my dominated Chokeslam here and Arsenal my red pummel. I think that's the safer line here. I do like the idea of being able to play Showtime on turn 0, but it seemed, I don't know, like it's not that good. Like, arsenaling a crippling crush when we have a pummel in hand, like a red pummel, means that we're already putting ourselves in a situation where, like, we're just already putting ourselves in a situation where it's like, if we draw another red, then we already can't play most of our hand. So like if we draw 2 blues and a red, we can make another surge and throw the crippling crush, but the crippling crush like pummel is absolute blowout. Like that's absolutely insane. Now, the fact that my opponent's taking 6 here is awesome on turn 0, and I do like having the pummel in my arsenal. So this hand, arrows you control gain if this hits a hero, they discard a card. Interesting. So this definitely feels like they're trying to sneak something in here. But things they have can't gain power, so it doesn't matter. So we can block with our red pummel and our Crown of Providence here, and bottom a red pummel. We could just block with 2 pieces of equipment here and put our pummel from the arsenal on the bottom and try to find another blue. I think that's actually a better play. Like, the upside of the play that we have here is just so good. Like, now we just get to throw Crippling Crush with pummel. Like, Crippling Crush with pummel is just like one of the most insane things you can do. Now, they're traps. Like, they have traps that they can play and definitely make things happen here, but like, I'm pretty sure they have a trap that just says like, oh, if you play this, like the things can't gain power or something like that. I had somebody play the trap that says attack actions can't gain power when this is blocking it on a rouse, and it was a sad day. That was a tough pill to swallow, because like rouse literally just came in for nothing. So the funny part is they're not even covering the crush effect yet. You know what? You're not even covering the crush effect here. I'm gonna let you have this. So we let them play their inertia trap. This does not trigger because we're gonna play the pummel afterwards. So if they don't have another reaction in their hand, this is a blowout. Absolute blowout, because we had patience. That was a great turn cycle for us, and just honestly put us super in the driver's seat. Wow, this sucks. I can't turn on my rouse or my zealous belting. Huh. That's pretty unfortunate. So I guess let's make a surge. We'll come in with hammer here, and I'm going to arsenal the zealous belting. So Riptide is probably going to try and fatigue us. Look at how many cards he has in his deck. Well, they don't have go again, nor have I activated a reaction. So Riptide's not going to do anything to me, and I mean, they don't take anything here, which is good for them, but like at the same time, like, cool. I mean, I'm just going to take 4 because I think it's better than the Pox token. We're going to make a surge. We're going to come in with Zealous Belting. Now, this is one of those attacks that they could actually trigger a trap on and deal us some damage. This is the Riptide that I'm used to playing against. It's more of a I'm playing offense and they're just trying to keep up. I did kind of like the build of the last Riptide though. Like the build of the last Riptide was pretty spicy. And you know, if you end up playing against something like that, you know, at the Pro Tour or something like that, it can definitely catch you off guard. Yeah, I'll pay 1 to avoid taking 2 damage here. Sure. Because I can still throw my Thunderquake here. Like, this is insanely good value for us. First game? Oh, no, it is the second game. Thank you for catching that, Ben. I won the first game. It was a very close one, but I won the first game. So now this is the second game. Bopping them. That's right. How's Easter going, man? What are you guys up to? You guys doing anything fun for Easter or just kind of hanging out? I mean, my opponent wants to block with a Death Touch here. Like, cool. I mean, obviously, I don't know what the composition of their hand looks like. So, like, obviously, I don't know, like, what they're trying to do. But just hanging out, grilled some steak. Oh, that's awesome, man. That sounds like fun. We're just kind of hanging out right now. We're going to go to Mom's later. We're going over to Mom's later to hang out. And we're going to take Nanny to go see the new John Wick. So I think she's pretty excited about that. Oh, excuse me. So I think that's gonna be fun later. I think we're all gonna. I think like 6 of us are gonna try and go see it. It's gonna be quite a few of us going to that. So we block Showtime, Command and Conquer, Iron Rot Legs. We save 8 damage. So yeah, we block Showtime, Command and Conquer, Iron Rot Legs. We throw the hammer for 4, Arsenal, Command and Conquer. Seems like the play to me. We're getting to save 8 damage by blocking 6, and we're getting to like keep an Arsenal here. The other option is to block with both Command and Conquers and an Iron Rot Legs, and then hammer for 6. But I like keeping a Command and Conquer. Plus, you don't really want to see Showtime this late in the game anyway. I mean, I say this late in the game. It's like turn 4 or something like that. Like, it's not even like really that late in the game. Yeah, we'll just throw the hammer for 4. This, like, none of their traps are active against hammer for 4. Not the greater base. Greater power than its base is not active. This doesn't have go again. Like, there's nothing that they can really, like, do here to like punish me for this. I'm pretty sure that we've either taken 1 or 0 damage from their Riptide ability so far. Lol, you going to watch Assassin Jesus on Easter? So somebody did point out to me the irony of me taking my grandmother, who loves John Wick, to go see taking my grandmother to go see John Wick on Easter, but she loves John Wick and she wants to go see it, so I'm all about us doing it. But I do appreciate that somebody else noticed the irony. Oh, so pitch Inertia Trap, activate Death Dealer. So, okay, so they're just going to activate Quiver here and then Arsenal their Inertia Trap. So this is awesome because we have Command and Conquer Pummel, and we know that they can't do it. If Nanny has a picture of Jesus in her house, we should replace it with one of Keanu Reeves and see if she notices. Dude, that would be hilarious. That would be awesome. Endless Arrow, Searing Shots, what they shuffled back in. So we're going to keep the Terra Sunder because Terra Sunder Hammer is going to be a pretty solid play next turn. So the fun thing about Command and Conquer here is that they can't do anything. Command and Conquer's text prevents them from being able to play defense reactions. So we know this inertia trap is just dead. People have done that with Obi-Wan pictures. They've replaced like pictures with Jesus of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Are you serious? Is that a real thing? We should just replace Noah's picture on the wall with John Wick. Noah would be so heated. Oh, that would be hilarious, though. It would be awesome. So when my opponent passes, I'm just gonna play the pummel. Like we're making the life difference here 20 points. And we have a pretty solid we had set up for a Tear Asunder hammer turn. It does not appear that that's going to be playable. I don't really know what their plan is here. I haven't seen a razor or anything. This doesn't have go again. I'm just going to sink below, put the Staunch on the bottom. And we draw blue. Which is awesome because we get to go Tear Asunder hammer here. And then we get to Arsenal Zealous Belting. Great play. It's not that far off. If you're referring to Obi-Wan and Jesus, I am inclined to agree with you. Obi-Wan is my favorite Star Wars character. If you're referring to replacing Noah's picture with John Wick, then I am inclined to disagree with you because Noah doesn't scare me. With go again, create a frailty token. You missed that one, boss. I have not activated a reaction, although you did cover up my Tear Asunder hammer, so that's pretty good play from them. Oh, hey, we have a... Hang on, I'm just trying to think here. Like, no, I meant Obi-Wan looks like Jesus, especially with the beard. Yeah, no, I mean, 100%. So we pitch Buckling Blow, play Rouse the Ancients, reveal Cranial Crush, disable. Then we pitch Disable, make a Seismic Surge, Zealous Belting, pitch Cranial Crush to come in with Hammer, so we get to have a 7, 12, 18-point turn with Guardian, and we have to take 8 to do it. So if we take 8, like they're probably going to give us a Pox token here. They give us an Inertia token. I mean, don't really know what they hope to accomplish with the Inertia token here. Pretty weird thing to throw, but Nightbot, we're having an important conversation. Nightbot likes to interrupt. He jumps in at what time? What I think most people would consider inconvenient times. Okay, well, I do take a damage off of that from Riptide. My phone's going crazy. So make a surge, play Zealous Belting. The Tar Pit Trap has no effect because we have no on-hit effects. My opponent just going to take 3 here. Oh, swing and a miss, opponent. Swing and a miss. Get in there with the hammer. Oh, man. This was such a good turn. We had an 18-point turn. Ah! And then this hand's terrible. Searing Shot off of a Toxicity. So we're just going to play the Sink Below. And again, we're going to put the Staunch on the bottom here. So I'm going to activate, and then I'm going to come in with a hammer for 6. We're going to get at least 1 card out of their hand because a 3-block and a Perch Grapplers is 5. And then they'll be able to have a pretty functional hand after that. But Nice. I don't know what you're saying nice to. You talking about how awkward that ham was? Because that ham was definitely what I would describe as awkward. So they throw an endless arrow with another toxicity effect, which I'm curious to know if they realize is just kind of like been rendered useless. Like, toxicity is a cool card, but it's just not like Chief called, that ain't it. So we're going to throw Zealous Belting here off the Macho Grande. Then we'll pitch the Visage to come in for 6 with the hammer. We're Arsenal the Terra Sunder, which will more than likely clean up the game here within a turn or two. We have all the tempo in the world. Like it's 25-2. If we lose at this point, I'm just going to have to like go outside and like, I don't know, like cut my leg off or something. Why does this have -1? Oh, because I got a frailty token from Arsenal. Okay, cool. Yeah, so hammer's still for 6 here. Or for 5. I can't count. Math be mathing. So this comes in for 5, so they give us 2 equipment pieces, and they're going to play a trap here. No. That's fine. We'll Arsenal the Terra Sunder. I was like, they're probably trying to put the Infecting Shot in. Infecting Shot's a good card. So we block Pulverize. We go Terra Sunder Chokeslam. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That's the game. That's all she wrote, folks. Game, brother. I mean, like, I in my notes for this game, I'm just gonna put like they were outclassed because it didn't even really feel like they were playing. If you want the truth, like again, not a shot at my opponent. They're just playing a subpar hero, which is a little weird that they jump into comp CC with that, but it is what it is. Bop 'em. That's right. ABB. Always be bopping. I ended at 25. All right, so let's see. We're 31 games into Bravo, and I am 22-9. Don't jump into comp. Playing Krillin is what I heard. That's honestly basically exactly what I said. That is pretty much what I said. Oh, we can play against Oldhim. I need Oldhim practice, so that's good. No. Hiss. I do need Oldhim practice, so anybody watching the stream wants to play Oldhim against me. It's your boy. I need to learn how to pitch stack a little bit better with Bravo. Going into second cycle. I really need to be able to set up and just get tempo. Playing against Reinar, I will be going first. Hi and good luck, my friend. Reinar, be down here. 64 card special. We're bringing in the Pulverize. I don't like that it takes out the Pulverize. I do like the Staunches, though, I think. No, he takes out the Unmovables in this matchup. We'll put in Zealous, and we'll take out Pummels. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I can get down with this. Well, let's make a surge and Arsenal the Spinal Crush here. Well, we're probably just taking whatever they do. We might block with the Chokeslam here. I don't know. Like we can always see what happens. Hiss. Ah! I wanted to I wanted to be able to keep my Spinal Crush here. So I don't like, they might be playing Pummel. Like, it's definitely a card they could be on, but I'm not playing around that. So we can play Rouse, we pitch Debilitate, reveal this, and then we get, so we pitch Debilitate, play Rouse, reveal Chokeslam, Macho Grande, and then we throw Chokeslam, Arsenal to Pummel. I feel like it is not a bad turn here. Anytime I'm able to throw a Rouse first cycle, I am all about it. Now, it is worth noting that if they have a Blood Rush here, they have to block with this. They have to block the Crush effect. So, yeah. So, they either didn't want to take that much damage, or they have a Blood Rush. So, they don't have one in their arsenal. So, this is for 6. And I don't have... This kind of feels like block with crippling. So I can block with crippling, throw spinal after making a surge, or I can block with spinal, make a surge, hammer for 10 with the pummel, and then arsenal crippling crush. I like that line better. I think Spinal Crush has way worse effect against Rhinar. You see the pics I sent you? Oh god, now I'm terrified to look. I did not see them. I did hear my phone go off a bunch of time. Okay, well, I'm definitely using the one that you sent me that looks like it's from the 5th grade. I can tell you that right now. That is 100% happening. Oh, it's hilarious. If nothing else, people that watch the YouTube videos can just think that we have like a 12-year-old on our team. So we'll come in for 10 here. We'll create a little bit of a life gap, and then we'll arsenal the... Oh, what is this? What? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. On a Blood Rush turn, nonetheless. What a time it would be to have a Crown of Providence. This is tough. Okay, so reasonable options we have here are block with Spinal Crush, and then we pitch Crippling, Zealous to hammer for 6. Or I could block 5, block another 3, and then make a surge. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Like, we're just going to try and keep our life lead here. Draw a card, then discard a random card. If it was 6 or more, discarded this way, gets +2. Oh, interesting. Freewheeling Renegades. Alright, well, it's a tie ball game. I'm going to make a surge and pass. This hand is more like it. I'm a prodigy. I mean, we could tell everybody that. I don't hate that. Is this another Blood Rush turn? Sir. Sir. So we block Chokeslam. This is the turn they're getting our equipment here. Like, we just want to keep as much of a life lead as we can. Or, I guess, keep as much life as we can. Like, I need every card here. Activate Surge, activate Bravo. Crippling Crush for 11. Like, the worst thing that could happen for me here is that they have that. Well, this game feels like it's falling apart very quickly. He cheated, saw him top deck. Man, I wish that was the case. This is tough. So if they go Claw here, I can go to 5 and I can throw a Pulverize. I like throwing Pulverize because it pretty much takes their turn. Now, being at 5 is tough. Like, they have Reckless Swings in their deck, which is very good. Hopefully Pulverize, like, just gets us back into this game a little bit here. They also have, like, 5 equipment block left. 6 if you count the Tunic, which is tough. The Unmovable is not something I was ready for. I've been playing against Nick's Rhinar a lot, and he's not playing Unmovables. So maybe that's like a staple I need to just be more prepared for. Move! It's like move, Skullcrack. Okay. 5, 8, 11. I mean, take 1. Okay. Don't really understand what my opponent's doing here. If you block like this is the exact same block you just had. Blocking with Down and Dirty from your arsenal. Interesting. So they cover up the entire card. We get to pummel for 10 here with the hammer and arsenal to sink below. Like, it's not a bad swing. The problem is that if they have another good turn, we're kind of in a bad spot here. Everyone about to have unmovables. I mean, yeah, no, definitely everyone's about to. I just needed them to have to block with more than one card there. Yes. Yes! Oh my God, tell me it isn't so. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You love to see it. Oh my gosh. It's an Easter miracle, let me tell you that. That is crazy. I was not expecting that. Wow. Hammer for 7 with a Terra Sunder hit. So they don't have another defense reaction in their arsenal. Like, they might have another removable. I'm very intrigued that they're playing Down and Dirty. Okay, so they cover it up with an unmovable. Common Brute L feels bad. Oh, I mean, it absolutely feels terrible from their side. And I would not blame my opponent if they were unbelievably frustrated after that. But that was like something that had to happen for me to have a chance. So this is awkward because this is not an action card. So I could go to 3, but then I'm just losing to 2 Reckless Swings. They don't even have to have all 3 of them to kill me. They just have to have 2 to kill me. Maybe this is just Imposing Visage and Sink Below here. Man, am I supposed to just block with an equipment piece here? Like, I don't really want to keep the other Sink Below in my hand here. Well, the one thing that screwed up Sink Below, yeah. This does not feel very good. This feels bad, but I'm just going to have to do it, I think. I don't think I can afford to take any damage here, as bad as it feels. And I think I need my equipment on something that's more relevant, like when they take cards out of my hand. Hopefully this is an important card in their arsenal, and they feel the need to block here. That's not something you see every day. Oh, sorry, I got a snipping tool that. That's just funny. No, now the Command and Conquer's in the way. Never mind. Whatever. Alright, I was gonna take a picture of that, but it just didn't, like, the thing got in the way when I went to snipping tool it. Oh well. Is this another Blood Rush turn? Jeez, dude. It is worth noting they've seen all 3 Blood Rushes. Pitch Macho Grande to Terra Sunder into Hammer, or it's block Terra Sunder, make Surge, dominate Chokeslam. I was like, if they have a card they're going to play here, I'm probably just going to have to block. Wow, they did take 4 there. Let me tell you, if there's ever been a time that I feel like when a game is trying to let me crawl back into it, it's definitely been this game. I'll tell you that. Take a snapshot of it when you edit your video. That is an excellent idea. Thank you. Activate Bravo, Chokeslam for 8. I mean, so it's taken a double 1 roll. Oh no, this hand's terrible. This is so bad. Oh, so it's taken a double 1 roll and a Beast Within 4 damage to let me have a chance here. You attack with this. I can block 7, take 1. I mean, the difference in 3 and 4 is probably irrelevant. Well, at least in terms of Reckless Swing, it is. So, dang, didn't draw 2 cost. I mean, my opponent definitely should win this game, but is defended by less than 2 non-equipment cards. It has Go Again. Well, we're not going to let that happen. I am just going to throw Hammer for 6 here. I mean, so I'm up 14 cards right now. Well, let me rephrase. I'm up 12 cards after I get the cards back into my deck and I draw more. I'm up 12. Man, it'd be nice if we could take some of this and have our setup turn here, but we just can't. Man. That's tough. See, because I really want to keep the Command and Conquer. I can't block with the Zealous Belting. I just can't. So it's block Command and Conquer, Command and Conquer and Buckle. Throw Hammer for 4. Arsenal Zealous Belting. Try to set up. I think that's my best play here. Actually, I think I'd rather keep the Buckle in my deck. I don't know. Could be wrong. Maybe I'm just supposed to like make a Surge and throw Zealous Belting because it's the most damage. Down to 1. Well. Wow. So, Zealous Belting 1 floating, Zealous Belting 2 floating. So it's make a Surge, Zealous Belting Hammer. and die to Reckless Swing whenever it comes up. Having a go again turn here is pretty relevant, though. I mean, they might just like have they have it here. Yeah. I mean, like that's the unfortunate part about playing against Rhinar like that, is that like when you get to the end of the game, there's just nothing you can do. My opponent played that very well, and I kind of think that I went into that matchup kind of like just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know that I played poorly. I don't know, like I probably made some mistakes here and there. If he doesn't have Reckless, you cheese the heck out of this. Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely we win that game if he doesn't have Reckless, but I knew that there was at least 2 in his deck because I remember watching him pitch them. So, I don't know. It's like, it's the good with the bad. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, like it was kind of inevitability that like my opponent was playing to, and unfortunately I knew that, but friendship ended with Arachne. Now Azuri is my new friend. All right, well. Is Ethnic Smoke. Huh, I know who that is. Let's see what Ed Knight's Lexi plan is. Gosh, he is all about cutting a Pulverize from like every matchup he plays, it feels like. I think I'm supposed to leave these in and cut the blue pummels, maybe? Not a big fan of the blue pummels. Like, they feel pretty mediocre. So this is honestly a great hand because I get to make a surge. We're going to go get our Pulverize. And I'm going to heave this. Now, my opponent is going to get to activate Bow twice here. Or I guess once. I guess they don't really ever activate it twice on your turn. We're gonna go Crush the Weak Cranny, or I definitely want to go Disable first. I definitely just wasn't thinking there. Staunch Response already looking very good here. We'll pitch the Terra Sunder if it comes to it. When this hits the beginning of your end phase, but the top card here. Okay, so we got to cover that one up. So 5, 6, 7, 8. If they have a Rain Razors, they have a Rain Razors. Like, that's really all I can say about it. Is that it's unfortunate, but and then I'll just take 5 here. I really want to be able to throw my Pulverize. They're already getting a... Oh, Endless Arrow is pretty good. And I get a 5th card off of this. So we're just going to Arsenal the Command and Conquer here. Throw the Pulverize. Pulverize is an extremely good card. Like, not only is Pulverize... Like, Pulverize is just, like, probably one of the strongest attacks there is. Like... I don't think there's anything else in the game that attacks for as much as Pulverize does. Gonna Arsenal this here. Yeah, I'll pay 1 with the Cranial Crush here. In case, like, if they have another, effect, then like if they have another Winter's Bite or something like that, then we've already played into this. Now they did play 3 of a kind afterwards, so we're not playing around that anymore. Man, I get to prevent 1 to stop 3. I get to block 1 to stop 3 here. So the Endless Arrow is going to be for 6. I mean, I could just throw both of my cards here, bottom the Crippling Crush. And then I guess they'll play the Endless Arrow here because it's for 6, which kind of makes my Command and Conquer useless. And then I can block 6 here. I do hate to block with the Crippling Crush, but I also do not want to give them the Endless Arrow back. Yeah, I mean, so now we just get to make a Surge and Hammer for 6 here. We're already up 7 points, and we're going to throw Hammer here. Now, we only have 1 equipment block left the rest of the game, which is kind of tough. So I guess I could hang on to Sink Below to try and prevent something else here if I wanted to. Or I could Sink Below the Rouse here and see what else we come up with. Maybe have a better blocking hand. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of being able to dominate Spinal Crush. Let's just take 6. We'll take the counter on our Crater Fist here, which is pretty unfortunate, but we'll also see what else they come in with. The Infecting Shot being for 6 is a little disappointing because it means we're going to have to take extra damage here. I'm honestly a pretty big fan of just taking 8 here, going to 21, dominate Spinal Crush, and then Arsenal to Sink Below. I think having the Sink Below and Arsenal is just better here. The odds of them being able to stop Spinal Crush without giving us New Horizons is extremely unlikely. The Perch Grapplers does block for 2, so if they want to throw Perch Grapplers and a 3 block, they still take 4. They have to give us at least 2 pieces of equipment here, or they have to have a Sink Below. And I think forcing Lexi to have a Sink Below is pretty good because I don't think they really have Sink Belows that regularly. I'm not even sure if they play them in their 80 cards. I don't know a ton about Lexi. I know that I need to throw as many big on-hit effects as I can against Lexi. Okay. No, I'm not going to pay 3. I'm going to go Rouse and Imposing Visage. So I'm basically agreeing to take 2 to dominate a Crippling Crush. Okay, deal. Like, dominating a Crippling Crush right after a Spinal Crush is just so good. There's so much value here. Like, they have to really cobble together a lot of blocks here to be able to stop this. Gosh, they take 8. Discard a drill shot and a lightning press. That feels good. For me, anyway. I think I'd rather put the disable back. Oh, good play here for my opponent. We'll discard the Chokeslam. I kind of want to just block 6 here. Like, so I'm either blocking 6 here, keeping my life total at 11 points different, or I'm taking 8 points to throw 8. So I'm going to go to 11, and I'm going to throw 8 that they have to throw at least 2 cards at. But they'll have 2 cards and an arsenal. I think I need to go to 11 here. I don't know. Like, I'm very tempted to just make the decision where I'm just able to stay at 19 there. But I don't know. Like they'll probably give me Tunic and 1 card and try to take over right here. Heatseeker, Perch Grapplers, and Tunic. Or I guess they don't even have to give me Tunic. They can just take 3 here, go to 5 because of the Frailty token. So Frailty token actually doing them quite a bit of work there. Infecting Shot, okay. They cannot decide how they want to block here, which means that their hand has to be a little awkward. So they go to 5. We go to 11. Go Buckling Blow, then Debilitate. I mean, this has block 5 all over it. I'm tempted. What did they pick here? I guess it was already there. Part of me kind of wants to go to 7. Throw Hammer for 4 and then Arsenal a Pummel. I don't know. This kind of feels dangerous considering that they have the Bullseye Bracers here. And they don't have to block the Hammer. I feel like this hand not being... like, this hand being... like, having 2 red pummels in this hand is very awkward. Maybe I'm supposed to take the Infecting Shot. I'm supposed to block 2, take 3, go to 4. And then I'm supposed to keep blue pummel and just try to kill them with the hammer from here. Because, I mean, it's very easy for someone to just say, yeah, I'll block 6. And then pummel puts them to 1. Or I guess I could have just taken the play of pitch a blue. So I have to go to 2 to just throw hammer for 4. And then if they don't see through it, I get to kill them. Because if they block 1 card, they take 7. I mean, maybe that was my out here. Maybe that was my out. Them reloading doesn't matter. Oh, man. That sucks. I mean, that does suck. I think I am just going to try and get him here. See if my opponent falls for it. Because even if they block 2 cards here, they're still dead to the pummel. I guess the Endless Arrow didn't have go again. So they're going to lose their arsenal if they block with New Horizons here. They're going to try and keep their hand. And they're going to say, my 4-card hand... Oh, no. They are playing around it. So if they play around it like this, I honestly think I'm kind of inclined to just say pass. Let them lose their arsenal and force their 2-card hand to be good enough to beat me here. Heads up play by my opponent to play around it. Ethnic Smoke is no slouch. I've watched quite a bit of his videos, and he's a good player. So seeing that he's playing around this is interesting, and I like that. He might be looking at his hand and going, you know what? If you do have the pummel, I can't beat it. Codex of Inertia and Premeditate. And then they have some kind of, they have like a Bolton shot. I can't remember if it's red or yellow, but they have a Bolton shot in their hand. This has been a pretty solid game. I have thoroughly enjoyed this game, honestly. So they're blocking Bolton shot. Yeah, I'm just going to let them have this here. And I'm going to force their 2-card hand to be better than mine. So I literally have to block with 3 cards. Which is uberly disappointing. I would have killed to have had a sink below right here. Probably should have blocked with the Rouse there. I'm just going to throw the hammer for 4 here. I was like, they might honestly just give me the New Horizon because New Horizon puts them to 2 and they get to keep all of their hand. And with me being at 2, the odds of me being able to keep my cards is not very likely here. Yeah, this game's like probably Omega over if I had to guess. Because I need to be able to block 6 and keep my hand to push enough damage through to kill them here. And they can just go again, bullseye bracers, and probably kill me, honestly. Okay. They can't buff it from hand because of 3 of a kind, so I'm not worried about that. I assume they gave it drill shot, or they gave it go again. They pick go again. They activate Voltaire. Is +1 attack. I'm gonna keep holding out for the sink below turn. I don't understand. Does Falcon Wing just have go again or something? It does. It just naturally has go again. All right. Well played. My opponent just had way too much tempo going into the end of the game. Like, I don't... Yeah, I mean, he stayed close one. Like super nice guy. They disconnected. All right, I was going to type a message, but either way. I was just gonna say that my opponent had a little bit too much tempo there. Didn't you have armor block? No, I did not have armor block. Why will it not get out of this? I hate that. God, just let me out of this crap. Like, it literally won't let me X out and look at the board, and I don't really understand that. So, like, so I can close this at the bottom. Yeah, I don't know. I did not have armor block left. I had no equipment, and he had used a drill shot to give my Crater Fist its last point of block one turn earlier. It was a close game, and honestly, maybe one we should have won. I'm looking back thinking to myself, like, what could I have changed to make that better? Like, we had back-to-back, like, we had Spinal into Crippling, I think. Like, what did I go to 11 to have Spinal into Crippling or something like that? Like, it was a really close game. If somebody like sees something I could have done to win that game, please point it out. I'm happy to know how I could have made a better play. I just didn't see it. Like, I took my big turns when I had it. I blocked pretty effectively. Like, I don't know. Maybe the turn before that, I was supposed to make the pummel play. Maybe I was supposed to make the pummel play the turn before I did. Like, maybe that was the play I was supposed to make. I'm not sure. So one thing I'm going to kind of talk about for a second here, and this isn't something that people really talk about enough, in my opinion. So we're playing a card game, right? Like, it is a card game. There is variance, and I know people like to blame everything on variance and yada yada yada, but like, I'm not blaming the game on variance. Please don't misunderstand. But some games you just physically can't win. Some games, no matter how well you play, no matter what happens, you take your best plays and you just still can't cross the finish line. And, like, I don't think people really talk about that enough, if you want the truth, when it comes down to, we're playing against Azalea, and we're going first. Like, people don't talk about that enough, in my opinion. Like, I 100% believe that people do not talk about that enough. Like, sometimes you can play the perfect game with the hands that you drew, and it just doesn't matter, because you just can't cross the finish line. And that's just what happens sometimes. That is just how it is. Cuts, pulverizes, rouses, zealous beltings, and sigil of solace. I do not like the remembrance. I want to throw a pulverize in over the remembrance. We might be able to get it off one turn. You never know. Okay. So I'm just gonna throw hammer for 6 here, and then I'm just gonna pummel one of the. Like, I'm just gonna pummel the hammer, because they're probably gonna give me 2 cards out of their hand anyway. Let's update the record. We are 2-2 now. Lost a Rhinar game and a I'm gonna throw your entire hand here. It's like, that's interesting, but you're gonna block with everything. Yeah, we lost a Rhinar game where we had a pretty decent hand set up and we drew quad reds. Now, the Rhinar game, I'm not really going to say that I lost because of variance or because of draws or anything else, because my opponent had a very, 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 very fair share of bad draws that game. So, if anything, my opponent had more bad draws than me, and I just lost the game. Lexi game, super close. Like, I don't know, we lost. Nothing I can say about it. Opponent has disconnected. All right, well. My pummel is my pummel. Is my opponent back now? Ich. Ech. So my initial thought here is we go sink below on whatever they do, maybe some equipment block, and we play the Command and Conquer. We have Command and Conquer Pummel set up, which is insanely good, especially against the it's just better. It's even better against the Ranger decks. So we're gonna try to dominate an Infecting Shot here. They have played 0 buff effects to this point. Yeah, there it is. There it is. So this is for 8. I'm gonna save the Crown of Providence for another hand. I have the sink below to try and bail me out right here. Whee! Put this on the bottom, find a blue. Haha! We did it! Hooray! Boy, Samo, or whatever Dora says. I can't remember. Surge goes off. Doesn't matter. The cool thing is that we have Command and Conquer Pummel against a deck who's not playing Crown of Providence, and that's pretty fun. I am a believer that Bravo's pretty favored into this matchup personally, but that's come off of the back of like 7 games, so you have to take that for what it's worth. I had played 3 games where I wasn't sideboarding correctly, and then ever since I've kind of moved to like a better sideboard, the games have been going a lot better, and I've been winning a lot more. So I played 3 games where I wasn't sideboarding correctly, and I went 1 and 2. And then I think I'm 1 and 2, and I've played 7 or 8 games. I think I'm like 4 and 0 or 4 and 1 from that point. Dominated Spinal Crush. We're following up a Command and Conquer Pummel turn with a dominated Spinal Crush, where I get to arsenal a blue Staunch Response. Like, feels pretty good. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of game to go. There's a lot of game to go here, but this does feel pretty good so far. While there's a small break in the action in the middle of the screen, you see the sponsor there, the House of Cards. The House of Cards is the official sponsor of the stream. Be sure to, you can type !sponsor anytime you want in the chat, and it will pull up the TCG store for the card shop. Be sure to check them out. Silas has a lot of great options in cards. And if anything you're looking for, from, commons and singles to, bigger cards, be sure to check them out. I do like Cranial Crush here, honestly. Make a Surge. Activate Bravo. We're just going to come in for Cranial Crush with Dominate, because them not being able to draw cards is insanely good. Like, their weapon says draw a card. Like, so if they just can't draw a card, I am all about it. Plus, it makes their hand a lot more awkward when they, just with the way this is set up. They're going to take 8 here. Or they have a defense reaction, maybe? I mean, 2 defense reactions, like a take aim or a Fate Foreseen or something from Arsenal. No, just take 8. Well, again, it's pretty early in the game, but feels like we are commanding the game right now. Depending on what they do, we might just take it so that we can go. Well, I guess they don't really have the buckle isn't really going to do anything here. I do like Dominate, but I don't like the fact that they don't have anything with a -1 counter on it. We honestly, we might just pitch the pitch the Macho Grande and the Buckle here for Staunch Response for 8, and then we'll just throw the Choke Slam. If not, we're going to... If that's not the play, we always have pitch Macho Grande for Staunch Response for 2 resources, just to block 5, and then we can always activate Tectonic Plating, activate Bravo, and then dominate a Choke Slam because we have a Surge from last turn. So we're already kind of like in a very good spot. My Wi-Fi is crappy, sorry. Man, and my opponent disconnects, like they disconnect. Like it is what it is. I understand. Like they're trying to get games in, you know, like they're trying to better themselves and by playing Talishar, you know, no matter how they go about that, you know. So if they put a card on top that they like, and now they're passing their turn. What? I'm a little confused here. I didn't like crippling crush them or anything. I don't understand. I mean, if they pass and don't do anything, I am going to play the Buckle and throw the Choke Slam because it's 9 versus 8. Like, yeah, this isn't working. Can't even push the abilities. They said GG. I don't. Are they done? Did they quit? I don't know. We'll see what happens. If they did, we're not going to count this as... Oh. Good lord. Not going to count that at a game. Like, that doesn't count. I'd like to get one more game in before I call it a day. I do have to get in the shower in a little bit. I'm going over to my mom's house later to have some dinner and hang out with the family. So, I'd like to get one more in before this is over. But we're just kind of like... We keep getting these like non-games against people. Oh no. This is bad. This is not a good matchup. Let's see, what do we have for the Kano School of Thought? Take out sinks, pulverizes, and spinal crushes. We're also going to cut the red staunch responses. The blue staunch response at least does something. It is more AB. We'll cut the remembrance, I guess. Pummels. Tectonic plating, I don't think that's correct. This is a Tunic matchup if I've ever seen it. And I say that because it's an extra life every so many turns or whatever. Do I want to do Imposing Visage here? I'm just giving my opponent the chance to kind of like throw some damage here. Yeah, let's go for it. I mean, what the heck? Like, we'll throw it. We'll try to make something happen here on turn 0. Go get a Showtime. Showtime goes and gets a... Choke Slam? Crippling Crush. I don't know. This is weird because it's like I don't want to like tap out too much, but at the same time I can't give them 20 turns or I'll just lose. Let's get a Crippling Crush. If it's wrong, it's wrong. We'll just pass here. I don't see a reason to throw Hammer. Throwing Hammer leaves us just like hyper dead to combo if they have it on turn 0 here. Now my opponent's gonna like try to make some things happen here. So my pitch jack is gonna be I'm gonna go Pummel then Choke Slam. Energy Potion for them on turn 0 is pretty solid. So they're probably going to come in with the Sonic Boom here, if I had to guess. They pitch both of their cards, activate the Crucible here. We'll prevent 3, take 1. And it costs 1 less to play. So it's going to deal 3 damage to us. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We'll take 3 here. Like, it's pretty bad to have to take 3 on turn 0 like this, but... Ah, no. I wanted to arsenal that. So they got to deal 4 to us. Basically for nothing. So we're going to go Grande, Pummel, Chokeslam. This is my second hand of the game, and I just went Macho Grande, Pummel, Chokeslam. So my idea behind counting hands is that every single turn, so you with 60 cards in your deck, right? When you're playing 60 cards in your deck, you have 15 hands, essentially. If you draw 4 every time, you have 15 hands before you actually hit your pitch stack, unless you're playing Oldham or something like that. So, oh, we're gonna block 3. Macho Grande, Pummel, it was Disable or Debilitate. I can't remember which. And now we're gonna go another Macho Grande here. Into a Crippling Crush, which I think is very fair because we're pitch stacking this way. So anyway, if there's 15 hands before you get back to your pitch stack, then keeping track of what turn you're on is a very good way to know. It's just a very good way to know when you're going to hit your pitch stack. So I'm going to leave 2 floating and just pray to God I don't die here. Like, they might just have combo rolled up. This is a horrible matchup. Like, Kano is very favored into Bravo. It has a little bit of a tougher time with, with Oldham, but still favored into Oldham. So Macho Grande, Pummel, I think it was Disable, and then we went Crippling Crush into Macho Grande. So we know that our first hand is going to be Macho Grande, Pummel, Disable or Debilitate. I can't remember off the top of my head. And Crippling Crush. So our first pitch stack hand is going to be a Crippling Crush that we can dominate with no other effects. So this is the second hand of the game. After we draw up, it's going to be 3. Now, unfortunately, this game is not going to go on long enough for me to show off why keeping track of the turns is important. Because somebody's going to die within the next, 2 to 3 turns. It's just always how this matchup goes, but... Yeah, so I'm just dead here. If they're popping Storm Striders and I'm not dead, there's a problem. Oh, I'm Omega dead. Omega, mega dead. So their arsenal is Ether Wildfire. They're going to activate Ragamuffin's Hat. Hopefully they find a blue so they can put a red back on top. They put a red back on top. I don't know if it's a Blazing Ether if they have it in their hand, or a Sonic Boom is really good. So Tome of Aetherwind is also very good. So they put Tome of Aetherwind on top. They put draw card and draw card. They're not going to let their Kano activation resolve here. Well, I guess they are. I guess it doesn't matter what it is. Ups. I screws up. So I'll prevent 2, take 3. They didn't activate Metacarpus nodes. Okay, I guess they're trying to activate Metacarpus nodes here. I don't really know what my opponent is doing. If you want the God's honest truth, I have no clue what's going on. Like, I understand how to combo with Kano, and I have a general idea of what's going on here, but like, they didn't activate Metacarpus nodes or Crucible. I mean, they have to hit Blazing Ether off the top here to kill me. So, I mean, Reverberate's going to deal, what, 4? Unless they pay for Crucible. Maybe they've already used Crucible. And I just didn't catch it. Yeah, I have nothing else to prevent, so we'll take 4 here. And then they hit a Blazing Ether. And I take 7? Okay, just kidding. I'm still dead. Because they'll pay for this, which will make this for 5. I'm sorry, that'll make that for 8. And then I'm super dead. Like, this is going to be for, like, close to 20 or 21, I guess. 26? Not bad. Not a bad turn. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty crappy match to end on. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to play another one, or I would play another one, but that's a pretty crappy match to end on. Bravo's just not favored into Kano at all. Like, Kano just has like all of the big attacks. Like they can kill you at any time. And if you're just sitting there and hammering and keeping 2 blues in your hand, which is not even really possible every turn, they have forever to find their combo. So you have to try and throw some attacks at them early and then hope they don't have the combo rolled up. But it is what it is. All right, I got to get out of here to go get ready for tonight. Guys, thanks for hanging out and keeping me company. I appreciate it. I'm trying to think. I'll probably be back on Tuesday, I think is what I'm looking at. We got team testing tomorrow, and then I'll be back on Tuesday. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, and hope everybody has a happy rest of their Easter. I'll see you then. Take it easy, guys.